Let's cross live to our senior reporter, Melissa Reddy, who is in that news conference. Good afternoon to you, Melissa. He spoke at length. He spoke with passion, at times heavy sarcasm. But what was the mood like inside that news conference?
It was an absolutely extraordinary media briefing, unlike anything I've witnessed before and been a part of before. Pep Guardiola was so defiant and on the front foot, probably more than any of his best teams have even been. Quite aggressive, assertive, commanding, full of conviction in what he was saying. And actually, we didn't know what to expect. When you're in a press conference and you have to ask a manager something that's off pitch rather than on pitch, you always feel a little uncomfortable because you want club executives to be answering rather. And so the press team, said to us before it started, we don't know what his mood is like. We don't know if he's got the appetite to answer. Maybe he'll take one or two questions and then want to move on and talk about football. We'll just leave it up to him. But from Guardiola's opening gambit, when he said, "We've already been condemned," you knew this was going to be pure explosiveness. And he tended to repeat a lot of things. One, that they've been here before, Manchester City, with UEFA. I think it should be pointed out that it is a completely different scenario because UEFA had some things that they flagged that were time barred. The Premier League do not have that with the charges. Also, we've never seen anything like this in English football before. Over 100 charges of alleged breaches of financial irregularities or going against the Premier League's financial regulations. Now, that is just astounding. But the fact that Guardiola is insisting that City are confident of fighting this, and he actually said the club are more confident this time around than they were with UEFA. He also said the club were found completely innocent by UEFA. Again, CAS's ruling, if you go through it, they say there were legitimate grounds, for City to be litigated, that there was the time bar issue to some charges. Other charges could not be established. There wasn't the whole talk about complete innocence. The other thing is, he's not had a go at the Premier League as a governing body. He's pointed fingers at the 19 clubs and said, the reason these charges have been brought is because of these 19 clubs. Like you say, he mentioned Daniel Levy specifically. We've asked Tottenham for comment. They said it's not one for them. We have to ask City and Guardiola why they chose to reference him. But the fact that he's put this on the other 19 clubs and suggested there's a hint of maybe jealousy, because that's the question he was asked, do you feel that people don't want City here, that they're annoyed with the success City have amassed and how it's come about and how quickly it was established? And then he did delve into that answer where he said, it's because of these other 19 clubs and we need to go and ask them why this is happening. So, like I said, incredibly defiant from Guardiola. He answered at length. He kept going back to points even when the subject matter was on football. So actually, he only had appetite to speak about this. The other big thing to come out of the press conference was Guardiola insisting, actually more than ever, he's not moving from this seat. He is more steeled to be Manchester City manager. And I think that just tied in with his whole sense of defiance.
I mean, admittedly, not the sort of distraction you'd want ahead of a Super Sunday clash with an Aston Villa side who are in decent form under Unai Emery. And City now have to focus on matters on the pitch and trying to narrow that gap and catch Arsenal. Any concerns as far as Guardiola's concerned?
Well, I put that question to him because this is an extraordinary story, unprecedented set of charges and allegations. And I said, how have the players responded? What's their reaction? What has been your message to them? And how do you stop them from falling victim to all this noise and not keeping focus? And actually, again, he went on the front foot, aggressive, and he said, no, there's nothing to talk about. We've been here before as a club. And you can hear his answer in full, actually, on that situation.
The club, okay, I talk with all of us, but I didn't speak. We're training like normal to try to beat Aston Villa.
And you're confident that they won't be distracted, the players?
Why should I be distracted with the confidence with my players? What we want. So the moment from Sergio score, the moment for Ilkay Gundogan and Aston Villa score, for all the big moments we are living, the 7 years belong to us, for our fans, for our people. And this is no one can pull it out. It's impossible. So and after, okay, the court will dictate what happened. And I said before, so at the end it's nice. But after, when it's going to happen, I'm fully convinced that we will be innocent. What will happen next? We don't stop now? It's not because of the UEFA. So since Abu Dhabi took over, or take over the club, since the day one it was like that.
Well, Guardiola is fully convinced City will be cleared. I'm sure we'll be dissecting and digesting this incredible press conference more over the coming days.